So you're saying we've got to get this dump truck all the way up there using wood, steel, and rope? This will be the easiest level yet, because I have the power of triangles on my side. And we're even under budget by $5,000. I think I see why. Since triangles don't seem to work by themselves, we're gonna have to get a little bit creative. Believe it or not, this is actually making progress. What about actually using a tracing tool for once to make maybe an arch? Well, it actually looks fairly even. Structurally though, I have no idea. Since my arches are really expensive and don't work anyways, that gives me a bit of a different idea. We'll just make the road and the arch, which when it's done will look something like this. I'm actually proud of how bad this design is. It's even holding up better than my last bridge so far. Believe it or not, this is actually starting to work. Because of the arch design, it puts all the force out this way, where these little stands on either end almost hold the bridge up. Almost. Now, using my very revolutionary design, I actually have an archway that holds up. We're way over budget, and the bridge doesn't work anyways. One thing I never really considered are big steel triangles. Those are gotta be extra strong, right? If this actually works, I'm gonna be really mad. Well, it didn't work, but it wasn't that far off either. Of all the designs I've messed with so far, I think I like arches the best because it distributes the weight to either side rather than in the middle. So we just need a super messy design that kind of pushes the weight over to either side. Eventually, this will work.
Nope.
Finally made a bridge that can actually support its own weight. The truck can't get on it yet, but one thing at a time. Adjusted that little starting ramp, and off it goes. Oh, it's actually doing it. Oh, it'd be great if the truck could actually make it across this bridge, but I have my doubts. Starting to see something of a pattern emerge. I think if I can make two even arches with even triangles between them, that might actually work. I mean, this might actually work with just a few small adjustments. I added a bunch of ropes in the middle to hopefully distribute the weight better. I have no idea if that's going to work or not, but we're about to find out. You know what? It's not bad so far. This might actually do it. Never mind. Basically, just turned the whole thing into steel. And oh, we're so close. I'm really hoping that just adding one of these corners is going to be enough to take that weight at the end. I've made some of the triangles bigger, making its way across, and that actually worked. I didn't like that level, not one bit. This one will be more fun. Car, hydraulic, car. Got it. Just to start feeling things out, a simple bridge. The car should drive across that, no problem with those big triangles. And then it drives onto the other car. So instead of that, what if we say it did this? Now the green car gets to where it's going, then we just have to find a way to activate those hydraulics to let the blue car get where it's going. So we'll maybe split the bridge right there, that way these two sides can operate independently. I'm gonna have this side of this bridge be lifted up so the car can pass under it. Then all I've gotta do is pull this bridge all the way up to here somehow. I'm thinking simply double hydraulics. They're probably gonna need to go a lot farther than that, but I just wanna see if this is gonna work in the first place. Let's make sure everything's connected to what it should be. Green car got to where it's going, and yeah, I think this is actually gonna work. It's just a matter of adjusting those hydraulics. We're a little bit over budget, but we'll see if this even works. Okay, I put that one the wrong way for sure, and that one's not going high enough yet. I've really got to start paying attention to the fact that I have ropes. I'm kind of wondering if I can actually make a jump out of this. Green car gets to where it's going, the hydraulics pull it up.
Oh no.
If I get the curve of that a little nicer, that might actually work. You know what? I don't think that's going to work. I'd have to pull that up way higher, and I don't have the budget for that. Plus, I don't think the blue car goes fast enough to, be able to jump anywhere. I realized that if I push from underneath, I could probably actually get way more lift upwards, and the hydraulic won't break. Green car's made it. Blue car's probably not going to get to where it's going. Let's cut it down to about 15% from 50. Up it goes. That actually put it at about level, so 30% should be the answer. And close enough for me. As long as the bridge doesn't break and the blue car lands up there, I couldn't care less what happens. Perfect. This one's called Swing Back, and it involves a school bus. I already love it. So the car goes first, it's got to go to A, the bus goes afterwards to C, and there's a hydraulic somewhere in between. Because currently things do this. The blue car tumbles its way down, hits the flag. The bus goes down the ramp, which is holding up quite nicely, and then kills the driver in horrible fashion. Test run number 1. I already like this level better than the other ones, mostly because I get to jump a school bus. Or I get to try and jump a school bus. Now as long as it likes this ramp, it doesn't like this ramp. $42 over budget currently, but we're getting closer. The bridge actually more or less holds up to the school bus, believe it or not. This might kind of work.
Nope.
Not sure if this is the answer, but I sure hope it is, because I'm kind of over this one already. Couldn't really make a jump because, well, I just don't want to use the hydraulics and need some work. When in doubt, add bigger triangles. The bus should cruise right across this, no problem. And I even have extra steel I could use if I have to. But I don't have to. Wow, that actually worked. Swing jumps. I already love it just based on the name. 2 hot air balloons, 2 anchor points either side, one down here on the rock. How far does my little green car jump? Pretty far. So the first thing I'm going to do is add a little ramp to help that green car get some extra distance. My grand plan for this one was something like this. I was going to jump the car into a platform. I've suddenly come up with a better idea. How is this for style points? Car goes and... oh, we do a backflip and everything. It's so close. I think if we make it a little more rigid and unbreaking, it'll work. Made a minor adjustment to the angle, and sometimes that's all it takes. Okay, it's going and... oh, it can actually hit that hot air balloon. I may have the answer. Car launches just underneath that hot air balloon, lands right on this road, scoots in, no problem. Will it work? We'll find out. Car's in, makes the gap, jumps, and... oop. Adding my extra pieces of rope back on, extra pieces of road rather, the car jumps all the way just underneath the hot air balloon. That actually works. The budget doesn't, but it works. Oh good, more confusing hydraulic levels. Starting to feel a little bit creative with this one. Because if we go like this car jumps nicely across the gap, goes on down, nothing breaks. Car number 2 doesn't quite make it, but you see what we're getting at. It turns out that if you rotate these roads, they will relock into place once they attach to other joints. So that means I should be able to use a setup something like this after all. It's just going to get a little bit confusing pretty fast. So let's see what exactly all those numbers mean now. And okay, the bridge doesn't hold together and it goes the wrong way. Hydraulic going the right way. Let's see what this one does. This should be closer, but it's still not obviously going to be the answer yet. Yeah, we're getting somewhere. For starters, you probably want to do that so the bridge stops collapsing in the middle, where you did it on the other side. The next problem is I need to secure the center of the bridge probably right here in the center, and I can't do that because the hydraulic is taking that place, so I might have to move that. But let's see what kind of progress we're making now. The other bridge doesn't hold on so much, but this one's okay so far. You want to go for a car, or are we just going to sit here? Oh, nope, there it goes. Not sure what it was waiting for.
2,000 years later.
I might have actually kind of found a solution to this. If we put this support beam actually attaching to the ground instead of the bridge itself, that might be what it needs to make that pivot point that I've been looking for so many hours. Okay, well, we're getting closer. Nope, that's not going to work at all. After messing with some numbers, I realized this corner wasn't attaching anyway, so if I change them up just a little bit, watch what happens. The car jumps its way across, and we actually get the ramp rotating like I've been visualizing. It goes a little bit far, but we're really close now. So at 30% instead, we're close. I think I've spotted the problem. Let's see what this one does. Down she goes. Oh, I think I might get it now. The road has to move, but not the wood. I was doing it backwards that entire time. So this might actually work as long as the car holds up. Oh, see that? It reattaches. I didn't know it made a thing to reattach. Okay, well, if the car didn't jump, that would have worked. One more try. This will hopefully be a little bit better of a slope. That looks actually perfect. I think that was 28%. So if this works, I just got to build it on the other side. It attached right there. And it's happy. Now to just replicate exactly that on this other side. That should only take a minute. I think that's where it needs to be. The hydraulics seem to be working. They actually reattached, so that's kind of nice. Oh, and it broke. Seriously? Well, I'm just going to add some more wood to the whole thing. That should give it the little bit of structure it needs. I could probably adjust the hydraulics a few more times, maybe get it to work that way, but... I've just realized what the problem is, why this isn't working. Or one of the reasons why this isn't working. Because when this turns, it doesn't actually attach right here. It flashes yellow up here because it does attach. If I could get this to attach, it would work. Adding a single beam right there might actually do the trick. I don't know why I didn't think about that before. I probably didn't need to add a bunch of extra stuff. It breaks up there, but this might actually hold.
Nope.
Never mind. What if I put a rope between the two like that? Is that going to hold it up and give it some strength? That might actually work, because it's going to hold it tight to that. Kind of works. Come on, lift it up just a little more. Nope, we're so close though. I've just realized why it's not locking in. I clearly haven't had enough coffee today. I didn't go like that. That allows it to lock in when things touch it. So that was the answer this whole time. I don't think I even need this one anymore. I bet there was a lot of comments referring to that. Anyways, this is pretty much the answer then. I didn't even need the rope in the middle, but I got the rope in the middle anyways, just for added support. And that's gonna go down, and we did it for $8,000 budget. Never playing this level again. Under bridge, I'm great at taking the routes I'm not supposed to take. I want to go over. And for $40,000, I might be able to, as long as a taxi can clear this slope, because I'm pretty sure I can use this hot air balloon for support itself. Like if I just build right onto it, it'll help support me. Something like this is what I'm thinking. I need a little bit more support up here, but you see what I'm getting at. This is totally a viable idea. So let's see how it works as it is. Well, the bridge needs a little more support, but it makes it up this part really fine. A small adjustment later. What do we got? Oh, it broke apart up top pretty bad. But it's climbing up. Nope, never mind. Probably just need a little more weight somewhere over here. We're a little over budget, but I just want to see if that works. Nope, that destroys the whole thing really bad. Gave it a little more rigidity here, that way it can start climbing up without pulling too far down too quickly. Okay, that didn't hold up at all. If we use steel, that might work. Or bigger triangles. This leaves us under budget. Come on, taxi. The problem is it starts to pull the whole thing down. I need to anchor it over here. Actually, this will probably put me way over budget, but if I kind of... It's not even that far over budget, actually. But that'll kind of hold it tighter and maybe give it more structure overall. Oh, is it going to do it? Oh, I can't climb that steep. And that's pretty disappointing. I really wanted to go over top, so I guess we have to go underneath. And since we know archers are pretty strong, we'll just do it something like that, giving our little car just enough space to climb underneath it. I think this is going to be enough clearance. Are we allowed to hang stuff from this part of the hot air balloon? Does that work? No, it does not. What about that part of the hot air balloon? Is that going to hold up our bridge? Yeah, that could actually work. So we could build ropes through about there, and it's pretty close to budget. I think I see a slightly cheaper way I could do this, so I'm not sure it's going to work anyway. You see what I'm getting at here? Because this so far is actually under budget. And it doesn't hold up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it this way. Might have to change my design, but it just doesn't seem to want to hold up that way. If I connect the road pieces with wood, it gets a lot closer. It still doesn't like that side because it's a little bit uneven. I'm not sure this is going to work because as soon as it gets onto the wood-based road, it breaks. I feel like I'm really close to where I need to be, given that the car gets this far. This might just be a small change in angle somewhere, or even a single piece of wood. I'm wondering now if I can just build low triangles all the way along, just to give it that little bit of extra support it wants. So far, this doesn't look viable. It just pulls itself apart. Even something like this would be a perfectly acceptable build if it'll hold up, which it might. We're pretty close. We're getting closer. It makes it all the way down to the center before it breaks. After zooming in a little bit, I realized the car was actually hitting the hot air balloon, so I just kind of adjusted a nice easier transition down below, which works out better anyways. And the car now seems to scoot right across problem-free. I just really wanted to utilize that hot air balloon while I was doing this, and I did.